what it is, what it was, and what it will be. This your boy GJ16. Welcome back to my channel where I talk about the Razorbacks and some things SEC. Today I'm going to talk about my likes and dislikes from this game this weekend. Of course, I give two of each, and I'm going to be talking about a team that I believe I'm going to start paying attention to this football season, and I think you should too. They are not in the SEC. Can you guess which team it is? Let's talk about it. 50 up and 50 down, I be wearing everything. 20 on and 20 round, 24's on everything. Alright, last week I said I was going to make it brief and short when I gave my likes and dislikes. It ended up being 40 minutes, so I'm going to try my best this time to actually make it short but more informative. And it was like a almost podcast. My camera wasn't working, man. Nothing like that. Woo! Anyway, let's get into my likes and dislikes, man. My first like is I'm not gonna go with the KJ. 2 weeks in a row, I went with KJ Jefferson on the likes and dislikes. I'm not going with KJ this time, even though I think you get what you ask for, really. Like with KJ, I asked for a little bit more touch. I got way too much touch, y'all. I mean, he overthrew some guys in that first quarter, second quarter, a little bit more. You know, it's just, I don't know. You just get what you ask for. So, besides KJ, I mean, he did good overall. I ain't gonna lie. I like he's getting more and more confidence. He's becoming more and more confident in himself, and I appreciate that. I like that. I like what the coaching staff is doing with him, making him better. You gotta remember, man. The guy only played really started six games, 5 to 6 games, I believe. Yeah, my like was the offensive line, man. They was definitely, especially Ty Clary. Like if you go back and watch some of my videos, what I talked about, who I think would be like All-Americans, whatever. At the end of the season, I had Ty Clary as my offensive lineman of the year. And when Ricky went out, Ty moved over to center. He played 3 different positions on the line Saturday, and he did great with all 3 positions. It's the reason why I picked him to be the offensive lineman of the year. It might end up being Ricky, though, but my preference is my preference. It doesn't matter. Somebody need to get it. Somebody need to get it. So my first like would be the offensive line. I think the offensive line did great. Except, oh my God, no. Except when they lost disinterest. So my dislike number 1 would be playing down to your competition and becoming disinterested in the game at a time where you shouldn't be, right? So you think about KJ Jefferson got drilled like 3 times in that game, bro. I know they was going through, they was throwing blitzes and they were running through gaps or whatever, but I did not. It wouldn't have happened if they played like they did in the first quarter. They came out, they wanted to prove a point. They thought they had proved their point in the first quarter, and that they was just gonna be lax on whatever assignment they had. And KJ paid the price for it. So they needed to actually shore up their line. And Ricky got hurt. I'm glad they took him out for the rest of the game too, man. It's like we don't need Ricky getting hurt. We definitely need him in that center position. He leads the guys, commands them guys up front to block. So we definitely need him back. Don't want to lose him. But yeah, I don't like the fact that they play down. They played down to Rice. They definitely was better than Texas. Oh, that reminds me, man. Like, okay. So some of these Texas fans, that because you beat Rice and you scored against you gave Rice this big fat 0 on the scoreboard, doesn't mean that last week was a fluke for y'all. Okay, Arkansas played better. No matter what quarterback. Okay, even if you played Thompson as a quarterback, even if Texas played Thompson as a quarterback, and I'm looking through social media, I'm tired of hearing that if Thompson played, Arkansas would have got blown out. No, what happened is what would have happened, right? So even if Thompson had played, Thompson don't play defense. He ain't on the defensive line. He ain't the defensive secondary. He ain't stopping the run. He play a quarterback on the offense. Okay, maybe they would have scored 1 or 2 scored. Maybe that what they scored is what they would have scored anyway, but they wouldn't have stopped us. So what happened was y'all played your best. It doesn't matter if they believe that the quarterback was wrong or not. Those quarterbacks do not play defense, and y'all defense could not stop the running game. And we ran all over them. I just had to get that out the show. I was strolling through social media, and that junk came up, and it just ticked me out. This all of a sudden they beat Rice. It's a different story, and Arkansas was fluke. Arkansas sucked. No. What happened is what would have happened. That's why it happened like it did. It wasn't like no last second referee. I'm gonna get on the referees later. It wasn't like a last second field goal or go ahead touchdown at the last play of the day, which we blew them out. Okay, so there wouldn't have been no difference, bro. Moving on. My second about the game Wednesday was that our wide receivers, man. Besides Trey Burks and Warren, I knew our wide receivers was pretty big and strong in there. I love the fact that they came and played against a lower rate team all game. I want to say that they did better. I think out of all the groups that didn't in the second quarter just lax was the wide receivers. They blocked, they ran their routes, they got open. It's just that the ball didn't get to them. So they blocked, they ran. It's like, especially the blocking, man. They block. That block for Treylon Burks on the outside. You think about the blocks for the running backs. I like the wide receiver not just being like, throw me the ball, run down the field. No, they all about team. They all about blocking. They showed actually every game. It showed every game that we played thus far. And I expect it to show in the Texas A&M game. Blocking on the edges by the wide receiver to get our running back some room to run out there and some spaces to make 1 or 2 men miss and hit the house. That's what I expect. That's what they are leaning on. That's what they're doing. In return, they do get rewarded, man. KJ will eventually hit them with 1 or 2 of. Once he get comfortable, he would definitely throw that ball up there. Whether it's on spot or not, it's getting out there, and wide receivers need to be ready for it. Number 2, my dislike is the secondary. I said in the past that I love our secondary, and I do. I love our secondary players. I love what they stand for. I love the grit and the grind and the toughness of our secondary. But the last 2 games, I wish that they would sure up the backside defense. Like, I'm not trying to get on I'm not trying to get on to Fouché or anybody out there on the corners. I just want, if you go back and look at that Texas game, Texas had chances of hitting their guys behind our defense. Like, once they got, I want to say 30 yards deep. It's like if the pass is on point, it's a home run touchdown. And the same thing happened in this game. Even though I want to give them room to feel like if they didn't come up closer to the line, that the quarterback would Georgia Southern quarterback would take a run and get 20, 40 yards down the field like he did that touchdown run early in the game in the second quarter. I just feel like when they went to pass and they know it was like a passing situation for Georgia Southern, they had look, listen to me. Georgia Southern, we ain't talking about Texas A&M here or anybody else that we're going to play, especially Georgia, Texas A&M, Ole Miss. Georgia Southern had 4 opportunities for their wide receivers to catch 20 yards or more passes behind our defense, and I did not like seeing that. And I was like, if that passer was more accurate, that's 4 scores against Arkansas. 4 scores against Arkansas. Sure up the back end. That's what I disliked the better. I didn't like that they didn't sure up the back end on this game. I don't know if I didn't like that they didn't do too much of it again in the game against Texas. We're going against A&M. We don't know too much about this quarterback coming in. I plan on watching some more films, and if I get my hands on some, I want to know. I don't know how accurate this guy is, but I know for sure going against JT Daniels, we need to fix this because we got Ole Miss, we got Georgia coming up right after this Texas A&M game, and those two will try to throw the ball over the top over our defensive backs. I'm sure Catalan and Fouché and them will keep that in mind and get rid of it because they look at film all the time. And I know that they will correct it, but for as this game, I disliked it. I don't want them to correct it today. All right, man. Moving on, man. Let's talk about. I'm a little worried, guys. I'm a little worried. Listen to me. The referees and the referees for this conference, bro, got me worried when we get into conference play. Like, I jotted it down. This whole weekend I wanted to talk about it, but I had been having some things to do. But the referees, bro, I'm looking at the referees in the Auburn game and the SEC referees in the Mississippi State game. Oh my God, especially the Mississippi State game. They got me worried, bro. Like, can the SEC fix the refereeing problem, bro? Like, do they not know the rules? Are they not paying attention? Can we not get the downs right? The Auburn game, the freaking you took, and it was against Penn State. They took it down for Penn State. The doggone targeting call down at the goal line. Well, what is the player supposed to do? First of all, what do the players supposed to do when the offensive player head is dang near on the ground, close to the ground, trying to go into the end zone? What are we supposed to do? What are they supposed to do? They trying their best. If they lead with their shoulder, anything touching the head is a targeting call. But these referees got to do better, man. It's that Mississippi State game. Goodness, like, granted, dude, I'm okay with Memphis. I believe Memphis should have been one of the teams that got invited to the Big 12. I think Memphis would have been great for the Big 12, especially Big 12 not actually being. Big 12 ain't gonna be like a grade of a football conference once Oklahoma and Texas lead, but they will be definitely a powerhouse in basketball. If you get Memphis, Cincinnati in there, for Cincinnati basketball and Memphis basketball joining the Big 12, you already got Baylor and all them, Texas Tech. So they was gonna be okay. Kansas, they was definitely gonna be a powerhouse and something to deal with in basketball. But and I like Memphis though. And, I do. I have no problem seeing Memphis do good, except against us in recruiting and us in basketball. But Mississippi State should have won that game. They gave Memphis a score. They gave Memphis 6 points, bro. 6 points. Lost Mississippi State this game. Their referee, dude, the referee knew it was down. What is going on with the SEC referees? They are that horrible that you second guess your own self. You knew the ball was dead on the kick return. Bro, 3, maybe 4 Mississippi State players touched that ball. One guy touched with his knee on the ground and just left the ball there. What are you doing? He threw out the beanie bags. The beanie bags, bro. The black beanie bags. He threw out 2 of them, saying that the doggone ball was dead. What? I don't understand it, bro. And those are SEC referees. That what scares me, especially because you already know they don't give Arkansas no kind of, like, if we win a game, we got to win the game. Like, they don't give not a select, none of that, none of those special needs, no special privileges to Arkansas. So we already know that going into the season. But when you see that, it makes you a little nervous. It makes you a little nervous, bro. Like, it scares the crap out of me. SEC get it fixed. We the best conference. We are the best conference in football. We are the best conference there is. Right now. We're the best. We're the top dog right now. Get us some top dog referees, please. Can you do that? Can you do that? You cost Mississippi State a game. Can you do that, please? Because that game that Mississippi State, what if that's the game that stopped Mississippi State from being bowl eligible? What if that's the game? They needed that win to become bowl eligible, and referees did that. It's definitely on the referees. I'm tired of hearing after the fact we gonna fix. No, how about y'all go to replay, fix it then, or go by your word of throwing a beanie bag out and calling it dead. Nothing wrong with calling it dead. Nothing wrong with going back and seeing it. Referees, get it right. Get your freaking heads out of the cloud thinking you know everything and check with one another. And for the ones that's watching it behind cameras, the referees is watching behind cameras, talk to the ones on the field. Get this call right. You might cause Mississippi State a dog on bowl game, bro. Get this junk fixed. And it ain't. I'm scared, and it ain't about Mississippi State for me, but it's about Arkansas because I fear what's gonna come a little bit. That's why if we win a game, we have to win it. Can't rely on a ref making any kind of calls. We need to fix those doggone penalties that we already have now that we made against Georgia Southern. Fix those because the ref is trash in this conference, man. And I said trash, yes, I mean it. Get us some doggone grade A refs. Get us some top-notch refs because we're the top-notch conference. Why don't you do that? Why don't you spend the money and train the refs the right way or get us some doggone good refs? Bring some NFL refs down or something. Jeez. Woo. I spent like 15 minutes on it. Anyway, so let's get to a team that I said, and I'm gonna be brief with it because I spent majority of my time talking about the refs. But the team that I am going to start watching this football season, just on a side eye, a team that's not in the conference, is Fresno State. If you seen that game Saturday night, and I didn't watch all of it because I didn't think that game against UCLA was gonna be that interesting. I didn't think Fresno State was that good, and I see why Oregon had a problem with Fresno State, and it was that they barely beat Fresno State. There's a reason why, and it is warranted. It is definitely warranted. I give high praise. You know who the quarterback of Texas A&M, Fresno State remind me of? It remind me of Allen, not the older brother, but the young Austin Allen. Austin Allen, bro. Austin Allen played for us, getting hit, smacked. At that time, our offensive line was so okay, but it was getting better. Allen would stay in that pocket and get smashed, bro. I'm talking about face planting, all of that stuff, and get up in pain and strike a touchdown for us. The quarterback for Fresno State done the same thing. He played through that fourth quarter hurt, bro. He was getting rocked. He was getting rocked. And out of all that, they did not falter, right? After the last score by UCLA, man, the guts that dude showed to go down the field. The best I done seen thus far, the grittiest, especially the get that man an award or something for something. Give him something for something because he played hard. He played lights. It's just bringing back the memory, man. It makes you proud when you see that his team just fought harder for him. They won a game, bro. It takes that to win those games, against better competition. UCLA, Oregon. I mean, shoot. That Oregon loss looks fantastic on their resume. I mean, a loss is a loss, but that loss looked good, especially after beating UCLA and being that close to beating Oregon. So keep an eye out on them. I'm hoping the guy's doing better, and hopefully he's gonna heal before the next game. But woo, man, that was good. Proud of him. I'm gonna keep an eye on you. Y'all should too. And that's just what it will be. Peace.